The sound of a car horn jolts me awake. I blink, trying to clear the fog from my mind. The clock reads 7 a.m. I stretch, but the honking persists. Pushing aside the covers, I get up and head to the window. Jessica, my wife, stands by the front door, dressed in a tight red dress that hugs her curves provocatively. She's rushing, her heels clicking on the pavement. "Jess!" I call out, but she doesn't respond. She's preoccupied, her eyes darting between her phone and the driveway. I squint and see a sleek black car idling, the driver honking impatiently. Jessica glances up and our eyes meet. "Morning, Alex," she says, her voice too cheerful. "I'm just about to head out." "Who's that?" I ask, pointing to the car. "Oh, that's Dave. I'm going away for the weekend with him," she says matter-of-factly. I feel like I've been punched in the gut. "What? Who the hell is Dave?" "He's my lover," she says, as if stating the weather. "We've been seeing each other for a while now. I thought it was time you met him." Fury and disbelief clash inside me. If he comes within a foot of this house, he's trespassing. And if you leave with him now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Jessica's eyes narrow. "You don't control me, Alex. I'm leaving." She turns and walks towards the car. I watch, paralyzed, as she opens the door and slides in. The car drives away, leaving me standing there, heart pounding, life unraveling. I am Alex, a 40-year-old lawyer, living what I thought was a perfect life in our suburban neighborhood. Jessica and I have been married for 15 years. We've had our share of ups and downs, but I always believed we had a strong bond. Our two children, Emma and Luke, mean everything to me. I've always thought of us as a close-knit family. I walk back inside, feeling numb. In the kitchen, the smell of fresh coffee does nothing to lift my spirits. I sit at the table, staring blankly ahead. 15 years of marriage, shattered in an instant. Emma, our 14-year-old daughter, wanders in, still in her pajamas. "Morning, Dad," she says, yawning. "Where's Mom?" I swallow hard. "She went out for a bit, sweetheart. She'll be back soon." Emma gives me a puzzled look but shrugs it off. She pours herself a bowl of cereal and sits across from me. "Can you help me with my math homework later?" "Of course," I say, forcing a smile. Luke, our 10-year-old son, joins us, his hair a messy mop. "Morning, Dad." "Morning, Emma." "Morning, buddy," I say, ruffling his hair. I try to maintain some semblance of normalcy, but my mind is reeling. Jessica's departure has shattered my world. I always thought we were happy. Sure, we had our fights, but who doesn't? Now everything I believed in seems like a lie. The day drags on, each minute stretching into an eternity. I go through the motions, taking care of the kids, but my thoughts are elsewhere. Jessica's betrayal is a wound that cuts deep, and I can't shake the feeling that my life will never be the same. Jessica leaves with Dave, ignoring my threats. The car's taillights vanish, and I'm left standing in the driveway, seething with rage. I go back inside, trying to figure out how to explain this to the kids. Emma and Luke are playing in the living room. I take a deep breath. "Hey guys, can we talk?" Emma looks up from her book, and Luke pauses his video game. "What's up, Dad?" "Your mom had to go away for a few days," I say, struggling to keep my voice steady. "Why?" Emma asks, her brow furrowing. She just needs some time," I reply, avoiding the full truth for now. They nod, sensing the tension but not pressing further. I retreat to my study, needing to think. I open my laptop and start drafting an email to a private investigator I've used before. I need to know more about Dave and Jessica's affair. As I type, my mind races with questions and anger. A few hours later, I hear a knock at the door. It's the mailman. He hands me a letter addressed to me in Jessica's handwriting. I tear it open, my hands shaking. The letter is short, blunt, and devastating. "Alex, I've been having an affair with Dave for the past year. I'm sorry, but I need to be honest with you. There are things you don't know, things that will change everything. I hope you can understand one day. Jessica." I slump into my chair, the letter slipping from my fingers. My heart pounds as I read and reread the words. The betrayal is deeper than I imagine. I feel a mix of anger, sorrow, and confusion. What else is she hiding? Determined to uncover the truth, I call the private investigator, Mark. He answers on the second ring. "Hey, Mark, it's Alex. I need your help. Can we meet?" "Of course, Alex. I'll be there in an hour," he replies, his voice calm and professional. An hour later, Mark arrives. We sit in my study and I explain everything, handing him the letter. He nods, taking notes. I'll find out everything I can about Dave and any other secrets Jessica might be hiding, he assures me. Days pass, and I struggle to focus at work. My colleagues notice my distraction, but I brush off their concerns. My mind is consumed by Jessica's betrayal and the kids' well-being. I barely sleep, tossing and turning, plagued by nightmares of what else I might discover. One evening, Mark calls. Alex, I have some information. Can we meet? Of course, I say, my heart racing. We meet at a quiet coffee shop. Mark slides a folder across the table. Jessica's been seeing Dave for over a year. He's a lawyer too, but there's more. She's had other affairs in the past. I feel my stomach churn. Other affairs? How many? At least 3 that I could confirm, Mark says, looking at me with sympathy. And there's something else. The kids. There's a possibility they might not be yours. His words hit me like a sledgehammer. What do you mean? Jessica had relationships with other men around the time Emma and Luke were conceived. There's a chance they might be the biological children of those men, he says gently. I feel a wave of nausea and disbelief. I need proof, I manage to say. I can arrange for paternity tests, Mark says. It's the only way to be sure. I nod, numb. Do it. The next few days are a blur. Mark arranges the tests, and I provide the necessary samples from Emma and Luke under the guise of routine health checks. Waiting for the results is agony. I try to keep things normal for the kids, but the weight of uncertainty and betrayal is crushing. Finally, the results come in. I sit at the kitchen table, the envelope in front of me. My hands tremble as I open it. The words blur, but the meaning is clear. Emma and Luke are not my biological children. I drop the papers, my heart shattering into a million pieces. Tears blur my vision. The love I have for Emma and Luke doesn't change, but the betrayal cuts even deeper now. Jessica's deception has stolen so much from me. I take a deep breath and call my lawyer. I need to file for paternity fraud, I say, my voice trembling but determined. My lawyer, Sam, is supportive. We'll need to gather all the evidence and prepare for a tough legal battle. Are you ready for this? I don't have a choice, I reply. I need to do this for Emma and Luke, and for myself. Days turn into weeks as we prepare for the case. I confront Jessica, demanding answers about the kids' paternity. She doesn't deny it. Yes, I had other affairs, she admits, her voice cold and detached. But they're still your children, Alex. You've raised them. Biologically, they're not mine, I say, my voice shaking with anger. You lied to me, Jessica. You stole my chance to know the truth. I'm sorry, she says, but her apology feels hollow. I never meant to hurt you. But you did, I say, feeling a mix of rage and sorrow. And now we'll deal with the consequences. I decide to take legal action against Jessica for paternity fraud. The process is grueling, emotionally and mentally. I find myself consumed by the case, struggling to balance work, the kids, and my own sanity. Jessica and her lawyer Dave fight back aggressively, trying to discredit me at every turn. One night, as I sit in my study, poring over legal documents, I hear a knock at the door. It's Emma. Dad, can we talk? Of course, sweetheart, I say, setting aside the papers. She sits down, her eyes filled with worry. Is Mom coming back? I struggle to find the right words. Your mom and I are going through a tough time right now. But I promise, no matter what happens, I'm here for you and Luke. She nods, tears spilling down her cheeks. I love you, Dad. I love you too, Emma, I say, pulling her into a hug. We'll get through this together. As the weeks drag on, the stress takes its toll. I face harassment from Jessica and Dave, who try to intimidate me into dropping the case. My career suffers as I find it hard to focus on my work. Colleagues whisper behind my back, and I feel the pressure mounting. One day as I sit in my office, my assistant knocks on the door. Alex, you have a visitor. I look up to see Mark, the private investigator. Hey, Mark, what's up? I found something, he says, closing the door behind him. Jessica's been hiding more than we thought. He hands me another folder. Inside are documents and photos. Jessica had siphoned money from our joint accounts to fund her lavish weekends with Dave. There are emails and text messages detailing her deceit. This will help our case, Mark says. We can prove she's been using you financially as well. I nod, feeling a mix of relief and further betrayal. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate your help. As the trial date approaches, the tension reaches a boiling point. I prepare myself for the courtroom battle, knowing it will be the fight of my life. Sam and I go over every detail, building a strong case. The day of the trial arrives. I stand outside the courthouse, taking a deep breath. The doors open, and I step inside, ready to face Jessica and Dave. I know this battle will change everything, but I'm determined to see it through for the sake of my children and my own peace of mind. I confront Jessica in our living room, demanding answers about the kids' paternity. How could you lie to me all these years? I shout, my voice shaking with anger. Jessica stands there, arms crossed, her expression cold. I didn't lie, Alex. I just didn't tell you everything. Everything? You mean like the fact that Emma and Luke might not be mine? I can't keep the bitterness out of my voice. She looks away, guilt flickering in her eyes. I had affairs. Yes. But that doesn't change the fact that you're their father in every way that counts. I feel a mixture of rage and heartbreak. Biologically, they're not mine. You took that away from me. She remains silent, and I know she has no defense. I'm going to sue you for paternity fraud, I declare, my resolve hardening. Jessica's eyes widen, but she quickly recovers, her expression turning defiant. Do what you have to do, Alex. But know this. I won't let you ruin my life without a fight. I storm out of the house, my mind racing. I need legal advice. I need to know my rights. I call Sam, my lawyer, and we meet in his office the next day. Sam listens intently as I explain the situation. You have a strong case for paternity fraud, he says. We'll need to gather all the evidence and prepare for a tough legal battle. I'm ready, I say, feeling a surge of determination. Let's do this. The next few weeks are a whirlwind of legal preparations. I feel torn between my love for Emma and Luke and the betrayal I feel. They're still my children in every way that matters, but Jessica's deception cuts deep. Jessica and her lawyer Dave fight back aggressively. They try to discredit me, painting me as an absent, uncaring father. It's a dirty fight, and the stress takes a toll on me. I face harassment and threats from Jessica and Dave, but I refuse to back down. One evening, as I sit in my study, my phone rings. It's Mark, the private investigator. Alex, I found something you need to see. We meet at a small cafe, and Mark hands me a folder. Jessica has been siphoning money from your joint accounts, he says. She's been using it to fund her weekends with Dave. I flip through the documents, my anger boiling over. This will help our case, I say, my voice cold. Thanks, Mark. The trial date approaches, and the tension reaches a boiling point. I prepare myself for the courtroom battle, knowing it will be the fight of my life. Sam and I go over every detail, building a strong case. The day of the trial arrives. I stand outside the courthouse, taking a deep breath. The doors open, and I step inside, ready to face Jessica and Dave. The courtroom is a stark, intimidating place. I take my seat next to Sam, my heart pounding. The trial begins, and both sides present their cases. Sam methodically exposes Jessica's deceit and manipulation, presenting evidence of her affairs and the financial betrayal. Jessica, on the other hand, counters with emotional appeals, trying to paint herself as a victim. I sit there, forced to relive painful memories. My love for Emma and Luke keeps me grounded, but the weight of Jessica's betrayal is crushing. I watch as the courtroom drama unfolds, every word, every piece of evidence, adding to the tension. A key witness, Jessica's former friend, takes the stand. She testifies against Jessica, revealing even more damaging secrets. Jessica told me she never loved Alex, the witness says, her voice steady. She used him for his money and stability while she had affairs. Jessica's face pales, and I feel a mix of vindication and sorrow as the truth comes out. The kids are brought into the courtroom, creating an emotional and tense atmosphere. I watch them, my heart aching. They're innocent in all of this, and I want to shield them from the pain. Finally, after days of grueling testimony and cross-examinations, the judge delivers the verdict. I win the case, but the victory feels hollow. I realize the legal battle has taken a toll on everyone involved, especially the kids. The court grants me custody, and Jessica faces financial and legal repercussions. Back home, I sit with Emma and Luke, trying to explain everything in a way they can understand. Mom made some bad choices, I say gently, but that doesn't change how much I love you both. Emma looks at me, tears in her eyes. We love you too, Dad. Luke nods, hugging me tightly. We're a family, no matter what. Their words bring me a measure of peace. I know we have a long road ahead, but I'm determined to rebuild our lives. I find the strength to continue fighting for their well-being and my own sanity. The aftermath of the trial is chaotic. Jessica tries to contact the kids, but I maintain firm boundaries, protecting them from further hurt. I start attending therapy to cope with the trauma and betrayal. The sessions help slowly to piece together my shattered emotions. One day as I sit in my therapist's office, she asks, "What do you want for your future, Alex?" I think about it for a moment. I want to be happy again. I want to rebuild my life and give my kids the stability they deserve. She nods. That's a good goal. It will take time, but you'll get there. I leave her office feeling a flicker of hope. I begin to restore my life, finding solace in my work and my bond with the kids. We establish new routines, and slowly, the wounds start to heal. As I navigate this new chapter of my life, I meet someone new. Her name is Laura, and she's kind, understanding, and supportive. We take things slow, and I find myself opening up to her, sharing my past and my hopes for the future. One evening as we sit on the porch, Laura turns to me. "You've been through so much, Alex, but you're strong. I can see how much you love your kids and how hard you're working to move forward." Her words warm my heart. Thank you, Laura. It hasn't been easy, but I'm determined to make a better future for Emma, Luke, and myself. We continue to build our relationship, and I start to see a brighter future ahead. The legal battles and emotional turmoil have left scars, but they've also made me stronger and more resilient. As I stand in the kitchen one morning, making breakfast for Emma and Luke, I feel a sense of peace. The sun shines through the window, casting a warm glow over the room. The kids chatter happily, and I smile, knowing that despite everything, we're going to be okay. The journey has been long and painful, but I've emerged on the other side, ready to embrace the future with hope and determination. Emma and Luke are my world, and I'll do everything in my power to give them the life they deserve. As I look back on the past few months, I realize that I've grown stronger. I've faced betrayal, heartbreak, and legal battles, but I've come out the other side more resilient. I know there will be challenges ahead, but I'm ready to face them, with my kids by my side and the support of those who care about us. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it throws you into situations you never imagined, but it's how you respond to those challenges that define who you are. I've learned that I'm stronger than I ever thought possible, and I'm ready to take on whatever comes next. The trial begins. I sit in the courtroom, nerves taut as steel wires. Jessica sits across from me, her expression composed, but I can see the tension in her eyes. Her lawyer, Dave, is beside her, exuding confidence. My lawyer, Sam, reassures me with a firm grip on my shoulder. The judge calls the court to order, and the opening statements begin. Sam stands, presenting our case with precision. He outlines Jessica's deceit, the paternity fraud, and the financial manipulation. Dave counters with emotional appeals, painting Jessica as a misunderstood woman who made mistakes but loves her children. The first witnesses take the stand. I watch as our private investigator, Mark, details Jessica's affairs and the financial irregularities. The evidence is damning, but Jessica remains stoic, her eyes fixed on a point beyond my head. I forced myself to stay calm, even as the memories of her betrayal surge within me. Jessica takes the stand. Dave guides her through her testimony, and she plays the part of the remorseful wife perfectly. Tears streak her cheeks as she recounts our marriage, emphasizing the good times. "I never meant to hurt Alex," she says, voice trembling. "I was lost and made terrible choices, but I love my children." When it's Sam's turn to cross-examine her, he is relentless. "Mrs. Parker, how many affairs did you have during your marriage?" Jessica hesitates, then admits, "3. And you used joint funds to support these relationships, correct?" She nods, shamefaced. "Yes." Sam's voice hardens. And you never disclosed the possibility that Mr. Parker might not be the biological father of Emma and Luke? No, I didn't, she whispers, tears flowing freely now. The courtroom is silent, the weight of her admission hanging heavy in the air. I feel a mix of vindication and sorrow. This is the woman I once loved, the mother of my children, reduced to this moment of public shame. The tension peaks when Jessica's former friend takes the stand. Karen looks nervous but determined. Jessica confided in me about her affairs, she says. She admitted she never loved Alex and used him for his stability. Jessica's face goes pale. Karen continues, revealing more secrets, each one a dagger to my heart. The truth is finally laid bare, and I feel a mix of relief and pain. This is the culmination of everything I've fought for, but it comes at a heavy cost. The kids are brought into the courtroom. I watch Emma and Luke, their faces etched with confusion and fear. My heart breaks for them. They're innocent in all this, and I want to protect them from the ugliness of the trial. They testify briefly, their words a poignant reminder of what's truly at stake. Finally, the judge delivers the verdict. I win the case. Jessica is found guilty of paternity fraud and financial misconduct. Custody is awarded to me, and she faces severe financial penalties. But as the gavel falls, the victory feels hollow. I realize the legal battle has taken a toll on everyone involved, especially the kids. Emma and Luke are the ones who will bear the scars of this ordeal. I gather them in my arms, promising them that things will get better, that we'll heal and move forward together. Back home, I try to resume some semblance of normalcy. The house feels emptier without Jessica, but there's a sense of peace too. I focus on the kids, ensuring they feel loved and supported. I attend therapy sessions regularly, working through the trauma and betrayal. One evening, as I sit on the porch, Laura joins me. Her presence is comforting. We've been taking things slow, and her patience has been a balm to my wounded soul. "How are you holding up?" she asks, her hand gently resting on mine. I sigh, looking at the horizon. It's been tough, but I'm getting there. The kids are my priority now. Laura smiles softly. "You're doing a great job, Alex. They're lucky to have you." Her words warm my heart. "Thanks, Laura. I couldn't have done it without you." We sit in silence, the night air cool and soothing. I realize that despite the pain and chaos, there's hope. I have a chance to rebuild my life, to create a better future for Emma, Luke, and myself. The aftermath of the trial is challenging. Jessica tries to contact the kids, but I maintain firm boundaries. I won't let her disrupt their lives again. We navigate the complexities of co-parenting with clear rules and minimal contact. Emma and Luke slowly adjust to the new normal. We establish routines, and I make sure they know they're loved and valued. We have difficult conversations about their mother, but I emphasize that none of this is their fault. I focus on my work, finding solace in the familiar rhythm of my legal practice. Colleagues are supportive, and I start to regain my professional footing. The whispers and gossip fade as people see my determination to move forward. Therapy helps me process the trauma. My therapist guides me through the pain, helping me to understand and cope with my emotions. I learned to forgive myself for not seeing the signs, to accept that I did the best I could with the information I had. As the months pass, Laura and I grow closer. She becomes an integral part of my life, a source of strength and joy. We take things one day at a time, building a relationship based on trust and mutual respect. One night, as we lie in bed, she traces patterns on my chest with her fingers. "You've come so far, Alex. I'm proud of you." I kiss her forehead, feeling a deep sense of contentment. "I couldn't have done it without you, Laura." We make love, a gentle and intimate connection that fills the void left by Jessica's betrayal. Laura's touch is healing, her presence a reminder that I'm capable of love and happiness again. The kids grow and thrive. Emma excels in school, her confidence blossoming. Luke finds joy in sports, his laughter a constant in our home. We become a tight-knit family, supporting each other through the ups and downs. I find moments of peace and joy in the everyday routines, cooking dinner with the kids, watching movies together, and sharing stories about our day. These simple pleasures remind me of what's important: love, family, and resilience. Jessica's presence fades into the background. She complies with the court's orders, but our interactions are minimal. I focus on the future, on building a life that's filled with hope and possibility. Laura and I talk about the future, about the possibility of blending our families. She has two children from her previous marriage, and we take steps to introduce them to Emma and Luke. The kids get along well, and the prospect of a larger, loving family brings me a sense of fulfillment. As I stand in the kitchen one morning, making breakfast for everyone, I feel a profound sense of gratitude. The sun shines through the window, casting a warm glow over the room. The kids chatter happily and Laura smiles at me from across the table. Life isn't perfect, but it's ours. We've weathered the storm and come out stronger. I know there will be challenges ahead, but I'm ready to face them with my family by my side. The journey has been long and painful, but I've emerged on the other side, ready to embrace the future with hope and determination. Emma and Luke are my world, and I'll do everything in my power to give them the life they deserve. As I look back on the past year, I realize that I've grown stronger. I've faced betrayal, heartbreak, and legal battles, but I've come out the other side more resilient. I know there will be challenges ahead, but I'm ready to face them, with my kids by my side and the support of those who care about us. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it throws you into situations you never imagined. But it's how you respond to those challenges that define who you are. I've learned that I'm stronger than I ever thought possible, and I'm ready to take on whatever comes next. I sit down with Sam in his office to negotiate a settlement that ensures the kids' future is secure. We need to make sure Emma and Luke are protected, I say, my voice firm. Sam nods. We'll draft a settlement that guarantees their financial and emotional well-being. Jessica will have to comply with the court's orders. We spend hours going over the details. I want Emma and Luke to have everything they need to succeed and heal from this ordeal. We finalize the terms, and I feel a sense of relief. This is the first step towards rebuilding our lives. Next, I focus on healing. I begin attending therapy sessions regularly. My therapist, Dr. Bennett, helps me navigate the complex emotions I'm dealing with. It's important to acknowledge your pain, Alex, she says during one session, but also to recognize your strength. Her words resonate with me. I've been through hell, but I'm still standing. I start to feel a glimmer of hope. I'm determined to rebuild my relationship with Emma and Luke. They've been through so much and they need stability and love more than ever. One evening, as we sit around the dinner table, I take a deep breath. I want you both to know that I'm here for you, I say, looking at Emma and Luke. We're going to get through this together. Emma nods, her eyes bright with unshed tears. I love you, Dad. Luke reaches out and takes my hand. Me too, Dad. We'll be okay. Their words fill me with a renewed sense of purpose. We begin to establish new routines, creating a sense of normalcy in our home. I cook breakfast every morning, help with homework, and make sure we have family game nights. These small acts help us bond and heal. Jessica loses custody of the children and faces significant financial and legal repercussions. The court's decision is clear. She must pay child support and cover some of the therapy costs for Emma and Luke. It's a harsh but necessary consequence of her actions. The fallout from the trial strains relationships with friends and family. Some people take sides, while others avoid the topic altogether. I focus on the positive support I receive from those who truly care. My parents in particular have been a rock for me and the kids. I pour myself into my work, finding solace in the familiar tasks. My colleagues notice a change in me, a renewed determination. You're doing great, Alex, my boss says one day. Keep it up. The therapy sessions help me cope with the trauma and betrayal. Dr. Bennett guides me through the healing process, encouraging me to forgive myself and move forward. I learned to let go of the anger and focus on building a better future for my family. One evening, as I sit on the porch with Laura, I feel a sense of peace. She's become an important part of my life, providing support and understanding. You've come a long way, Alex, she says, her hand resting on mine. I couldn't have done it without you, I reply, squeezing her hand. Thank you for being here. Laura smiles, her eyes filled with warmth. We're a team, and I'm here for you, no matter what. Her words bring me comfort. We continue to build our relationship, taking things one day at a time. Laura's children and mine get along well, and the possibility of blending our families feels like a hopeful new chapter. As I look back on the journey, I realize how much I've grown. The pain and betrayal haven't defined me. Instead, they've made me stronger. I've learned to trust again, to love again. Laura's presence in my life is a testament to that. I start to find joy in the little things. Cooking dinner with Emma and Luke, playing catch in the yard, and simply enjoying our time together. These moments are precious, a reminder of what truly matters. Jessica tries to reach out occasionally, but I maintain firm boundaries. I want to protect the kids from further hurt. Our interactions are limited to necessary co-parenting communication, and I keep everything professional and concise. One day, as I pick up Emma and Luke from school, Emma looks at me with a thoughtful expression. "Dad, do you think we'll ever be a normal family again?" I kneel down to her level, looking into her eyes. "We are a family, Emma. It might be different now, but that doesn't mean it's not normal. We have each other, and that's what matters." Luke chimes in. "Yeah, we're still a family, even if Mom's not here." I smile, ruffling his hair. "Exactly, buddy. We're a strong family, and we're going to be okay." Their words fill me with pride. We've come a long way, and we're still moving forward. The pain of the past is starting to fade, replaced by a sense of hope and resilience. As we sit down for dinner that evening, I look around the table at my kids and Laura. The love and laughter we share fill the room, creating a warm, comforting atmosphere. I realize that we've created something beautiful out of the chaos. Laura and I talk about the future, about blending our families and the possibilities that lie ahead. "I see a bright future for us, Alex," she says, her eyes sparkling with hope. "I do too," I reply, feeling a surge of happiness. "We're building something amazing here." We continue to take things one step at a time, supporting each other through the ups and downs. The kids start to see Laura as a positive presence in their lives, and our bond grows stronger with each passing day. I begin to restore my life, finding solace in my work and my bond with the kids. We establish new traditions, like Saturday morning pancakes and movie nights. These simple routines help us heal and create a sense of normalcy. One day, as I sit in my office, I receive a call from an old friend. "Hey, Alex, I heard about everything you've been through. I just wanted to say I'm here for you, man." "Thanks, Mike," I reply, feeling a lump in my throat. It means a lot. The support from friends and family is invaluable. It reminds me that I'm not alone, that I have a network of people who care about me and the kids. As I navigate this new chapter of my life, I focus on building a stable, loving environment for Emma and Luke. They've been through so much, and they deserve all the love and support I can give them. One evening, as Laura and I sit on the porch, she turns to me with a serious expression. "Alex, I've been thinking, I want us to build a life together, to be a real family." Her words take my breath away. I've been so focused on healing and rebuilding that I hadn't fully considered the future. I want that too, Laura, more than anything. We embrace, and I feel a sense of peace and hope. We're building something strong, something lasting. The future looks bright, and I'm ready to embrace it with open arms. The journey has been long and painful, but I've emerged on the other side, ready to embrace the future with hope and determination. Emma and Luke are my world, and I'll do everything in my power to give them the life they deserve. As I look back on the past year, I realize that I've grown stronger. I faced betrayal, heartbreak, and legal battles, but I've come out the other side more resilient. I know there will be challenges ahead, but I'm ready to face them, with my kids by my side and the support of those who care about us. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it throws you into situations you never imagined. But it's how you respond to those challenges that define who you are. I've learned that I'm stronger than I ever thought possible, and I'm ready to take on whatever comes next. I decide to have a final confrontation with Jessica. We meet at a neutral location, a quiet cafe away from the prying eyes of our neighbors and the echo of past memories. As I walk in, I see her sitting by the window, looking out with a distant expression. "Jessica," I say as I sit down across from her. She looks up, her eyes betraying a mix of guilt and sorrow. "Alex," she replies softly, "thank you for agreeing to meet." I nod, taking a deep breath. "We need closure, Jess. For the kids, for us." She nods, tears welling up in her eyes. "I know. I'm so sorry for everything I've done. I never meant to hurt you or the kids. Her apology feels hollow, yet there's a part of me that wants to believe she's sincere. Why, Jessica? Why all the lies and deceit? She sighs, looking down at her hands. I felt trapped, Alex. Our marriage wasn't perfect, and I was unhappy. I know that doesn't excuse my actions, but I needed to feel alive. I clench my fists under the table, fighting the anger rising within me. And did it make you feel alive? Destroying our family? She shakes her head, tears streaming down her face. No, it didn't. It only brought pain. I regret it every day. We sit in silence for a moment, the weight of her words hanging in the air. I take another deep breath, trying to calm my racing thoughts. I need to move on, Jess. For my sake and the kids, I need to find peace. She nods, wiping her tears. I understand. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me someday. I stand up, feeling a sense of finality. Goodbye, Jessica. I hope you find what you're looking for. As I walk away, I feel a strange mix of relief and sadness. This chapter of my life is finally closing, and I can begin to heal. Back home, I focus on adjusting to life as a single parent. Emma and Luke need stability, and I'm determined to provide it. We navigate the complexities of co-parenting with Jessica, maintaining firm boundaries to protect the kids from further emotional harm. Laura becomes an even more significant part of our lives. She supports me through the challenges, and her children blend well with mine. Our relationship blossoms, offering hope for the future. One evening, as we sit on the porch, she takes my hand. You're doing an amazing job, Alex. The kids adore you. I smile, feeling a warmth spread through me. I couldn't have done it without you, Laura. You've been my rock. We talk about our future, about blending our families officially. The idea fills me with hope and excitement. The journey has been tough, but I'm ready to embrace the changes and challenges ahead. As months pass, I see how much we've all grown. The kids thrive, finding joy in their new routines. Emma excels in school, her confidence soaring. Luke's laughter fills the house, a constant reminder of the resilience of children. I continue attending therapy, working through the lingering trauma. Dr. Bennett helps me see the strength I've gained from this experience. You've come a long way, Alex. You're stronger than you realize, she says during one session. Her words resonate with me. I've faced immense challenges and come out stronger on the other side. I've learned to trust again, to open my heart to love. Laura and I talk about the future, making plans to build a life together. One sunny afternoon, we decide to take the kids to a nearby park. The air is filled with laughter as they play together, a blended family finding its rhythm. Laura and I sit on a bench, watching them with smiles on our faces. This is what I've always wanted, I say, taking her hand. A happy, loving family. Laura leans in, kissing my cheek. We've built something beautiful, Alex, and it's only going to get better. As the sun sets, we gather the kids and head home, a sense of contentment settling over us. We've weathered the storm and come out stronger, ready to face whatever the future holds. I look back on the journey with a sense of accomplishment. The pain and betrayal have shaped me, but they haven't defined me. I've grown stronger, more resilient. I've learned to cherish the moments of joy and to find strength in the face of adversity. Life is unpredictable, filled with challenges we can't foresee. But I've learned that it's how we respond to those challenges that define us. I'm ready to embrace the future, to build a life filled with love and happiness. The support from friends and family has been invaluable. They've stood by me through the darkest times, offering a shoulder to lean on and words of encouragement. I'm grateful for their presence in my life. As I stand in the kitchen one morning, making breakfast for the kids, I feel a deep sense of gratitude. The sun shines through the window, casting a warm glow over the room. The kids chatter happily, their laughter filling the space. Laura smiles at me from across the table, her eyes filled with love. Life isn't perfect, but it's ours. We've created something beautiful out of the chaos, and I'm ready to embrace the future with open arms. Emma and Luke are my world, and I'll do everything in my power to give them the life they deserve. I start to see a brighter future ahead, one filled with possibilities and new beginnings. Laura and I talk about the future, about the dreams we want to pursue together. The idea of writing a book about my experiences crosses my mind, a way to help others going through similar struggles. As we navigate this new chapter, I focus on being the best father I can be. The kids have been through so much and they deserve all the love and support I can give them. We establish new traditions, creating memories that will last a lifetime. Jessica's presence fades into the background, a distant memory of a painful past. I focus on the future, on building a stable, loving environment for Emma and Luke. They've been through so much, and they deserve all the love and support I can give them. One evening, as we sit around the dinner table, Emma looks at me with a thoughtful expression. "Dad, do you think we'll always be this happy?" I smile, reaching out to hold her hand. "Yes, Emma. We've been through a lot, but we're stronger now. We'll always have each other, and that's what matters." Luke nods, a big smile on his face. "We're a family, and we're going to be okay." Their words fill me with pride. We've come a long way, and we're still moving forward. The pain of the past is starting to fade, replaced by a sense of hope and resilience. As I stand in the backyard one afternoon, watching the kids play, I feel a profound sense of peace. The sun sets, casting a golden glow over the yard. Laura stands beside me, her hand in mine. We've built something strong, something lasting. The journey has been long and painful, but I've emerged on the other side, ready to embrace the future with hope and determination. Emma and Luke are my world, and I'll do everything in my power to give them the life they deserve. As I look back on the past year, I realize that I've grown stronger. I've faced betrayal, heartbreak, and legal battles, but I've come out the other side more resilient. I know there will be challenges ahead, but I'm ready to face them, with my kids by my side and the support of those who care about us. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it throws you into situations you never imagined. But it's how you respond to those challenges that define who you are. I've learned that I'm stronger than I ever thought possible, and I'm ready to take on whatever comes next. Reflecting on the past year, I acknowledge the pain and growth I've experienced. The journey has been grueling, filled with betrayal and heartache, but it has also been transformative. I'm stronger now, more resilient and more appreciative of the people who stood by me. My parents, in particular, have been incredible. They provided a safe haven for the kids and me when we needed it most. Their unwavering support has been a constant reminder that family is more than just a word. It's a foundation. "We're so proud of you, Alex," my mom says during one of our weekly dinners. "You've handled this with such grace and strength." "I couldn't have done it without you and Dad," I reply, feeling a lump in my throat. "Thank you for everything." My friends, too, have rallied around me. They've offered advice, a listening ear, and sometimes just a distraction when the weight of the situation felt unbearable. Mike, in particular, has been a rock. "You're doing great, man," he tells me over a beer one evening. "I know it's been tough, but you've come out stronger." I appreciate his words, and I'm grateful for his friendship. It's these connections that have helped me navigate the darkest days. Laura's presence in my life has been a blessing. She's patient, understanding, and supportive, helping me to rebuild my trust in relationships. "You're an amazing father," she says one evening, as we watch the kids play in the yard. "They're lucky to have you." "And I'm lucky to have you," I reply, pulling her close. Our relationship has grown deeper, and the possibility of a future together feels not just hopeful, but certain. I've also found solace in my work. Diving back into my legal practice has been therapeutic, providing a sense of normalcy and purpose. My colleagues have noticed a change in me, a renewed determination and focus. "You're doing great work, Alex," my boss says during a team meeting. "Keep it up." Therapy has been a crucial part of my healing process. Dr. Bennett has guided me through the trauma and helped me understand and process my emotions. "You've made incredible progress, Alex," she says during a session. "You're not just surviving, you're thriving." Her words resonate with me. I feel a sense of pride in how far I've come and optimism for the future. I begin to consider writing a book about my experiences, hoping to help others who might find themselves in similar situations. It's a way to give back and to find meaning in the struggles I've faced. As I sit in my study one evening, penning the first few pages, I feel a sense of purpose. Sharing my story could be a beacon for someone else lost in the storm. It's a great idea, Alex, Laura encourages me. Your story could really help people. I smile at her, feeling more confident about the project. Thanks, Laura. I think it's something I need to do. The kids are thriving too. Emma's doing well in school, and her confidence has blossomed. She's even talking about joining the school debate team. You'd be great at it, Emma, I tell her, watching her eyes light up with excitement. Luke, too, is finding his way. He's excelling in sports and making new friends. His laughter fills the house, a constant reminder of resilience and the joy that can be found even after the darkest times. Dad, can we go to the park this weekend? He asks, his face beaming with hope. Of course, buddy, I reply, ruffling his hair. We'll make a day of it. Our home is filled with laughter, love, and new traditions. Saturday morning pancakes have become a favorite, and movie nights are a regular occurrence. These simple routines create a sense of stability and belonging that we all cherish. Jessica remains a distant memory, our interactions limited to necessary co-parenting discussions. She complies with the court's orders, and I maintain firm boundaries to protect the kids. I focus on the future, on building a stable and loving environment for Emma and Luke. One evening, as we sit around the dinner table, Emma looks at me with a thoughtful expression. Dad, do you think we'll always be this happy? I smile, reaching out to hold her hand. Yes, Emma. We've been through a lot, but we're stronger now. We'll always have each other, and that's what matters. Luke nods, a big smile on his face. We're a family, and we're going to be okay. Their words fill me with pride. We've come a long way, and we're still moving forward. The pain of the past is starting to fade, replaced by a sense of hope and resilience. As I stand in the backyard one afternoon, watching the kids play, I feel a profound sense of peace. The sun sets, casting a golden glow over the yard. Laura stands beside me, her hand in mine. We've built something strong, something lasting. I realize that the journey isn't over, but I'm ready for whatever comes next. I look forward to the future with hope and determination. Emma and Luke are my world, and I'll do everything in my power to give them the life they deserve. As I reflect on the past year, I see not just the pain, but the growth. I've faced betrayal, heartbreak, and legal battles, but I've emerged stronger. I know there will be challenges ahead, but I'm ready to face them, with my kids by my side and the support of those who care about us. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it throws you into situations you never imagined. But it's how you respond to those challenges that define who you are. I've learned that I'm stronger than I ever thought possible, and I'm ready to take on whatever comes next. The story concludes with us finding happiness and stability. There is a hint of my continued journey and the positive path I am on. Emma, Luke, Laura, and I are building a future together, one filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities.